What's up, YouTube? ODST General back again with some flashing lights. So yeah, anyways, guys, it's been a little bit since I recorded a video, but not too long since you guys will probably have seen one. Actually, I might end up doing these videos out of order because I just uploaded today my video for the last kind of semi-update that they had. Yeah, anyways, so that one was the ticketing system and stuff. We're just going to drive up here right next to the building. And yeah, this one is the new fire update. And we're just going to keep our lights on here. We are going to go ahead, let's get hooked up. So this update is on the unstable branch. It's not the finalized version. I'm not sure what all is in this build currently. However, it does include the new working ladder mechanics for the ladder truck, and that's a pretty unstable spot for it. That's going to be a bad place to do that. Yeah, it's got the new ladder mechanics, though. I do apologize if you guys can hear that phone. I'm just going to move that real quick. I don't recognize that number. We're going to put that right there. Anyways. So go ahead, let's show that off. It looks like we maybe have some, we've got some smoke showing up on the roof, so we might have something up there we need to deal with. So you've got two outrigger controls on the back that you can use, front and rear outrigger for each side. So right now we're doing the front outrigger for the left side and the rear. I do recommend positioning your camera correctly. And if you're doing this on unstable build, I did have some issues where this like bugged out and I got stuck in the menu. I had to leave the game and restart, so that was kind of a bummer. Actually, with the way this is sitting, those outriggers aren't even actually touching the ground, I don't think. Yeah, no, not really. Oh well, that's fine. It's not a big deal. Let's go ahead. We'll get the front and outer, or the front and rear outriggers on this side. Now, you guys aren't seeing it here because of where I'm parked, but these outriggers actually do lift the vehicle on certain routes. Actually, a pretty good amount. Not only lifts up the rear half, so you know, that's kind of wonky looking when it is up, but it works. Okay, let's go ahead. Let's get up on the ladder. I don't want to use the ladder, not yet at least. So this is actually pretty cool because the ladder actually comes with a working hose. Now the biggest downside to this hose is that it doesn't actually seem to take up any water supply, and I'm actually not even sure if the hose itself works, and it does. That's awesome. I hadn't actually tested that out on a fire yet, so that was my first time finding that out. That's awesome. So the hose system actually does work on the ladder. They just need to hook that up to the tank, which I'm sure they'll do at some point here. So right now we're just getting the side of the building, so I'm gonna just kind of angle that down a little bit better. The only downside is that way you can carry tools and stuff, so you can carry like other ladders or, you know, saws and axes and stuff up. You can't actually carry other hose lines and stuff, which is kind of an odd choice to me. Apparently when I angled it, I was actually losing cooling on the fire and stuff, water coverage on it. I didn't realize that. And that's getting covered automatically. That's awesome. It's going to be a little bit trickier angling this. I'm always really bad at angling these things. It still impresses me that people do this in real life with these apparatus. I always struggled with the depth perception on that, like telling when these things are angled up with the top of the building and they're in good placement. It's so weird. Of course, then again, you know, a lot of stuff in video games and things like that are, you know, they're a lot different than like doing them in real life, and I've never actually tried to set up a ladder truck in real life. So just mess around with like standard, you know, ground ladders and stuff like that, and it's a different ballpark altogether. Okay, I think that's it. No, we got one more. It can also be moved left and right too, which, I mean, we're getting that to show up, but it's not actually extinguishing anything, so I'm gonna play around with it here. There we go. So it seems like it has to be somewhat close to actually work, which is a bit of a bummer, but not a huge deal. Okay, a little bit more. Now, with the fact that I can't actually carry the hose up, I can carry an extinguisher up. Let's do this. I'm having a hard time hitting that last one anyways, so let's... get off of here if I can get that sorted. Climbing down's a little bit wonky too. It's easier just to jump off, and we need to go around over on the side to the trunk. I haven't tried carrying a fire extinguisher, so we're gonna find out if this works. Okay, perfect, it does. I could have just walked on it at this point. This is pretty flat. Even on steeper ones, it's usually fairly easy to walk down it, but getting up's usually the tricky part, so. Gosh, no wonder I was having issues with the fire hose. I can barely get the extinguisher on this thing. Okay, that's the building fire out, so we're clear on that scene. So you can see I can just interact with this here. It looks really funky, but it's also easy enough to actually walk on this thing, which I really appreciate. I don't know if that's that was their intention or not. It's usually fairly easy. So yeah, you can just walk on there and walk down it, as you can see, which looks a little bit better to me, especially given the angle and all that stuff. So nice little thing here. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and interact with this. So yeah, this just came out today. So I definitely recommend, if you guys are seeing an update for flashing lights, if you're on the unstable branch already, definitely check it out. Especially if you're a fan of firefighting stuff, it's really awesome. You know, and it's one of those things, yeah, Emerge NYC has, like, the working ladders, but this is just, better optimized. It's really what it comes down to, is it's, not turning my PC into a, burning slag. Okay, so we'll get those outriggers up. But yeah, this is a little bit buggier than some of the ones that Unstable Branch are on. I've never really had any issues with Unstable Branch at all, so I'm not really saying it's really buggy, but there's definitely some bugs. It's better than Borderlands 3. I had a buddy buy me that because I didn't want to get it. And, yeah, anyways, a buddy bought me Borderlands 3 recently, and it's just, that's such a buggy mess, which is really sad for a AAA title like that, and this is actually more stable. Granted, this is like past its first year of release and has a lot less in it, so not necessarily a fair comparison, but still, it's the comparison I'm making. Okay, just one last outrigger to get in, and we will be all set to go. Perfect. Okay, well, not quite all set. We do have to get the supply line put away. So yeah, you can. I was hooked up to the supply line, so I was gonna say, yeah, you can say I didn't actually use any water, but you know, you don't use any water. Just missed a call for a vehicle fire, it looked like. There's another building fire. We might as well accept that. Try and get up and over this sidewalk here. It's actually a little bit more difficult than it looked. The truck did not want to go over that little tiny hill there. Quit mocking me. I'm doing this and the van's doing the same thing, but more rapidly. Gosh, he's just riding down the middle. He's blocking me off on both sides. Now he's gonna stop. I was trying to remember what my alternate siren was. Alright, go up on the curb a little bit, passing by. Okay, so this is another high-rise fire here. This one's actually a lot higher. The last one I could at least get up on the roof and extinguish it from the ground. This one's got some stuff I'm not going to be able to do that with. So let's do this. We're going to wait for this van to pass by. We're going to block off this road here. Really, guy? Forget, do I have the traffic cones? I do. Perfect. I'm gonna lay these out real quick. Now, it'd be ideal if we're in multiplayer and I had somebody else to set these traffic cones out for me, but hey, that's how it goes. Sorry, guys. Now you're already here. But that's how it goes. Actually, oh, this does have a traffic advisor. I didn't even think about that. Okay. So yeah, you guys are going to get to actually see these outriggers on solid flat ground, so that you'll get a better idea of how they kind of work out and everything. I have to change my play too. See, that's the bummer, is it uses your multiplayer name. I wish, one thing I hope they put in, and it's not a big deal, but it's something I'd like to see, is put in a patch where your multiplayer name and your license plate are not tied together. Would be nice. You know, I'd like to be able to go by ODST General, but it looks really ridiculous on the whole license plate thing, you know, and it gets cut off too, so it doesn't even look as good as it could. Well, that would be a little bit better if it was at least the whole name, which I just prefer like an actual like unit number or an actual license plate on there instead. But yeah, you can see how much those outriggers actually affect the vehicle and how it sits, so that's pretty impressive. Get that rear one and we'll be all set to go. So here we actually have an instance where I didn't look around. I'm not sure if we have a water supply available. Is that down all the way? It says it is. Huh. It's not touching on those rear ones. Neither of the rear ones are touching. That's unusual. I guess maybe this road's not completely flat. They were touching before. It could be bugged. Not that that would happen on an unstable build or something. Anyways, we do have the supply there. Now I'm sure this will be fixed, but I want to use this without the water supply just to kind of show you that it's not actually affecting the thing at all. And we're going to just go ahead, we'll get the sides, and then we might need to get up on top. I can't tell right now. So just first things first, we'll go ahead and knock out the fires on the sides here, and then we'll go from there. Let's go ahead, let's Oh, perfect. So we're actually already hitting the fire here. And yeah, I guess we'll just we'll knock this out real quick here. That's actually working perfect. I'm really surprised by that. Now I'm sure the whole water supply thing, like I was gonna say, will be sorted out before this goes to live build. At least I would really imagine it would be. This is just the initial release of Unstable, and they're surprisingly quick when it comes to these builds and like what's included in them. So even though we're probably only like a week away from the live build or whatever, you know, it's the 23rd right now. I would imagine it's going to come out at the start of next month. That's still pretty neat. So it does look like we probably have some fire up on top of the building we're going to need to deal with. I could get the hose line and the ladder up there, but it's pretty tricky to see that, so I'm not sure if that's going to be viable or not. We'll have to kind of play that one by ear. We'll try and get it up there, I guess, and just use the ladder, but I'm not super confident that that's going to work out too well for us. There's a fire icon down here, but there's no more fire left there. Well, it's definitely not up on the billboard. Oh, we're getting something. We're getting something. There we go. That'll do it. So, is that everything? That is not. So let's do this. Real quick, I'm going to climb up the ladder. And we're going to go ahead and take a peek. See what's going on with this fire. Okay, so it's actually on the other side of the building, so we'll need to relocate the truck or use a ground hose line to do that. So we're just going to keep this up and extended for the time being, and then we'll play by ear if we need to move it. But I think we'll just try and attack this from the ground. I don't know if we're going to have to reach with the ground line, but we'll see. Oh, I want under fire. Set up a supply line from the hydrant, even though I said I wasn't going to do that. Actually, really quick, just so you guys can see, 1,000. Not that anybody was not believing me or anything, but if you didn't, there it is. Okay, so we got that set up. Let's go ahead and set up our attack line, and we're going to run over here. Oh gosh, yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get that. That's at such a high angle. And I don't know if my hose is gonna reach that far if I back up. So that's actually not gonna be viable at all without actually moving the ladder truck. That's a shame. Now that's why you check all sides of the building before you get on scene and set up. For optimal placement. I didn't do that. I was just like, oh, we're gonna set up right here right away. That was a bad idea. Bad idea on my part. But hey, that's fine. It's not a big deal, right? It's a game. And I don't have an officer, right? I'm just a black hat. Should probably actually leave these ones, even though that was knocked over. Keep this blocked off. We'll just grab the ones in front of the truck. They're gonna be an issue. And actually, we're going to get this side of the road too, because we're going to have traffic in our way. So we're going to hop back up here. We'll get this ladder put back down. Okay, the ladder is in position. We'll lock it up. It's all locked up. Excellent. So go ahead, hop off here. We'll get our outriggers back in. Now, I haven't actually tested if the ladder works without the outriggers. I'm kind of curious about that. Somebody walking up to the side of the truck. I mean, once again, seeing how big of an impact those outriggers have. I mean, those back ones weren't even touching the ground with the front ones up. And, I mean, you could see just how much of a difference putting the back ones down after the front ones were already stowed away was just a huge difference. Okay, and just stowing that away, and we'll go ahead and get moved. I do wish I didn't have to move the whole truck like this. That would have been nice. I would have actually preferred to be able to just put that out with the ground hose, if I'm being honest with you guys. Okay, so we're going to turn off our traffic advisor, and sure enough, traffic is moving. So we're going to back up here, turn our traffic advisor on again because we are backing up here, try and stop anybody getting too close to us while we set up. I'm not going to set up the traffic cones this time. Kind of curious too if this is going to work without those outriggers. So, obviously, in real life, you wouldn't actually do what I'm about to do, which is use this without setting up your outriggers for safety. At least you probably wouldn't be doing that, I would hope. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and do that. It looks like it's all working fine. There doesn't actually seem to be any stability issues that I can see. Of course, I have seen the vehicles get knocked around really easy in here. I don't know if the outriggers would actually prevent that sort of thing from happening, but just the chance that they wouldn't, you know, or that they might stop your vehicle from getting pushed around by a person on foot is definitely worth using them. Okay. There we go. Alright, we're all lined up. What time are we? We're already at 25 minutes. Wow. Alright, guys. Yeah, I think that's going to be it for this video. I mean, we only got 2 calls done. I mean, those fire calls and stuff do take a lot longer to do. Am I actually still operating this? Oh. Accidentally got off of it, but was still retracting. Yeah, anyways, so we're going to go ahead. We're going to end the video here. I guess I'll pick up my traffic cones and, yeah. Anyways, there is supposed to be more fire calls. Obviously, it looks like we already have a couple of those in the game here with the high rise and everything. Like I said, obviously I could not fight those with the tools I had on the ground here. So I'm assuming that was at least a couple of the new calls. I'm not sure exactly how many new calls they have in the game, but that was a nice little sampling of a couple of them. So yeah. Anyways, guys, let me know what your thoughts are. I know I've got a few flashing lights fans on my Discord and stuff here. So let me know what your thoughts are, guys, either in the comments below or on the Discord or wherever. And I will see you guys around. Take it easy.